What the beep is authenticity? I'm Caroline from Ninth Hoi Coaching, and I help people who are in between stories in their lives discover their authentic selves and move to the next chapter with confidence and strength in knowing their personal worth. Today, I'm going to explain to you what the is authenticity. Authenticity is being able to, with certainty, answer these questions. Who is the real me? Am I my true self? And do I act like the person I really am? Often, the people seeking the answers to these questions are teenagers who are going through and finding their true identities, or they are adults who have had some sort of upheaval in their lives, such as big changes in their family, their career, or their relationships. These are the types of experiences that lead people to question their authentic identity and wonder if they've been their true selves, or a version of themselves that just fit in nicely with other people's expectations. Doing some research on authenticity, I came across an interesting article which questions the nature of authenticity. It was relating authenticity to food. The article questioned whether authenticity meant being unique, because if a dish is an authentic cuisine, then it has a defined set of characteristics. And what this brought to mind for me was my best friend Kat, who used to come over to my house with my kids for family dinners on Tuesday night. And I would inevitably be cooking spaghetti bolognese. And she would always say to me, "Oh, my nonna would roll in her grave." Sorry, that's a terrible Italian accent. "My nonna would roll in her grave. This is not spaghetti bolognese. You Australians, you don't know, it's not authentic." And it got me thinking about whether being authentic means that we all need to be the same and have the same characteristics. I concluded, in the middle of the night, that we are much more like Jelly Bellies than we are spaghetti bolognese. If you don't know what Jelly Bellies are, these are incredible jelly beans with endless flavours. So yes, we are all jelly beans, but what makes us unique and what makes us authentic is our flavour. The real definition of being authentic is acting in accordance with your idiosyncratic sets of values and qualities within the social norms of your culture. Breaking that down, we are all unique and we all have unique sets of values. We are all somewhat limited by what is socially acceptable, depending on the culture that we live in. Fortunately, these limits are expanding all the time, and that's down to people being authentically themselves. While we aren't an all-inclusive society just yet, we are much more accepting of diverse ranges of people, and that comes from those diverse range of people being themselves. Another important aspect of considering your authentic self is looking at your actions in a consequence-free zone. Who are you when no one is around? A little while ago, there was a meme doing the rounds, and it was about whether you were a good person, and the test was, do you put your shopping trolley away? Whether or not this is true, and this is the case, doesn't really matter, but it does create an example where your actions, what do you do when no one's looking? Another example would be examining whether you have the same behaviour in your online life as you do in your offline life, and whether you're showing different values in each of those places. There have been surveys and experimental findings involving adults which indicate that being authentic increases positive effect and life satisfaction. Being the real you has a positive impact on how you feel about yourself, your goals, and your relationships with others. There are 4 components which determine the degree of authenticity someone has. The first one is your awareness. So the awareness that we all have good or bad parts, strengths and weaknesses, and an acceptance of this. There might be areas which we want to improve upon, but we are aware of our strengths and weaknesses as they stand now. The second one is having behaviour congruent with the true self. This means walking the talk, doing what you say you're going to do, and behaving in a way that supports your values. And finally, relational orientation is the way that we relate to others, how honest we are, our level of emotional vulnerability, and the information that we give about ourselves which allows people to see who we are. And that is how you understand what the it is to be an authentic person. If you'd like to take authenticity to the next level, you can sign up for my Big 5 challenge. 5 simple but effective tasks to improve your courage, vulnerability, and authenticity. I'll drop the link in the section below. Drop your questions and comments and I'll get right back to you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more tips. Bye for now.